Hey, what's up, stream keepers, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's topic, I actually wanted to share with you guys something about what I term presentation ready. And one of the things that I actually wanted to share this is because I have got many questions regarding how my tank actually look like. In the sense that they are always very clean, in the sense it's very clear, and you can actually see the streams and enjoy the streams without much interference in terms of light, those devices or ceramic things in the tank, or any displays in the tank, or even green algae and things like that. So I wanted to take this opportunity to share this with you guys and how I actually do it. And of course, before we actually go into this video, I actually wanted to give a special shout out to those breeders who have always been very supportive of my channel. And of course, I have started sharing a lot of these streams with you guys, and I have actually seen a lot of successful breeders out there as well. Building breeders up is one of my goals as well, and I think this entire journey, the sharing session, and why are things done the way it is, I think that's very important. I actually kind of thought about it, and one of the things that I think more often than not, I'm not, maybe it's me, the reason what I do, how I do things is, first everybody learns the way of how you do it. Whoever teach you, and then you kind of follow that process. And I always being very open-minded with a lot of these exchanges in discussion, in terms of why should we do the way what was done 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and that is, in my mind, in my perspective, is because what we learn today is actually not trying to affirm our belief. It's actually, we need to evolve that belief. So we take the information, we understand how it's being done, and then we evolve it, we innovate it so that we can be much better than where we were in the past. I think that is one of the steps that through innovation, through evolving of the beliefs, things have changed quite significantly over the past 3 to 5 years, and the methodology, the processes, and the things that being used has also been being changed. And I really don't want to be kind of like being kept in that shell where we have to do the things the way it is. And that's the reason why I'm always challenging the norm, and I'm always challenging why should we do the way it is, can we do it better, can we improve it, and things like that. So it's not so much about challenging and not doing it, but rather than we take the information and how do we actually innovate it, how do we actually make it better. So I actually shared a lot of my my techniques, like water changes, semi-automated water changes and things like that, with a lot of breeders in Singapore, with overseas breeders as well. Some have already adopted the process. Some have make it even better, which actually helped me as well, because I cannot think, I may not be able to come up with the best design, the best process. However, over time, with people taking that process, and then after that they innovate it, they make it better, and then they share it back with me, and then I learn from there, and then I adopt it as well. And of course, when I adopt it, I also try to innovate it better, and then we kind of like exchange this kind of information. And I think that is one of the things that that has changed, and I think we need to have a pragmatic approach whereby we do not just accept the beliefs and learn. Of course, definitely we need to learn. However, the learning phase is more of not affirming the belief, but more of an evolving the belief, so that you can actually be better than where we were in the past. So coming back to today's topic, actually I wanted to share with you guys about the presentation ready, and I think this is exactly the same topic that what I want to describe. This is an example of why presentation ready is so important, especially for me, for those people who have a very busy schedule, who wants to do a lot more things than what they can. So if let's say you have a long list of things that you actually need to do, and this will actually help you in terms of your time management, in terms of your entire shrimp breeding journey as well. Presentation ready means that the tanks are generally very clean. They are being maintained, the ecosystem are being maintained entirely by itself. Of course, you cannot escape water changes. Of course, you cannot escape feeding the streams as well. However, what presentation really means that the tank is always very clean in that sense, that you can very clear in that sense that you can actually see the streams without having to say, okay, I need 2 or 3 days of scraping 50 tanks just before you come to my place to actually take a look at the streams. So the streams, the stream tanks that I have has been set up in such a way that it is being taken care by itself, where the tank are always very clean. So anytime when friends wants to visit and have a discussion, have a chat, that is perfectly fine, because the tanks, I don't have to specially take 1 or 2 hours just to prepare the stream tank just for them to come and visit. And then for that reason, I have to allocate other time to do something else. So I have seen, not only myself, I have seen many breeders, even Yuri Jensen, who have been using like snails, like ramhorn snails, ramshorn snails, that actually help to clean the glass, clean the algae, so that the tanks are presentation ready. They also help in the sense that they also consume the leftover food that you have fed. They also consume a lot of unwanted stuff as well. And one of the things that I think, one of the questions that some of the breeders were asking is that, will the streams actually do not do well with the ramshorn snail in the tank? And long and short of it is that they can actually coexist together. They actually help the entire bioload as well. Will the snails actually consume all the biofilm or all the food, or snatch the food away from the streams? In that sense, I haven't had that experience before. One of the reasons is because the ramshorn snails do not live too long in my stream tanks, and one of the reasons is because the streams actually kind of like consume the snails, especially when the snail shells get eroded by the low pH. The streams just consume them, and I do not really have a lot of snails that actually can go around and sharing with a lot of people. Although I get a lot of requests asking me whether do I have snails to actually share with them. I would love to do it, however I couldn't even keep a large enough colony for myself, and that's the reason why I couldn't share that. But however, a lot of the breeders that I've been guiding, they have been using the ramshorn snail very successfully, and the tanks are really, really clean, in the sense that it's always presentation ready. So having that presentation ready, you do not really need, even resetting of tanks is much simpler. You do not even have to brush your tank. You just have to give it a wipe down, clean it a little bit, and that's really it. And that's the reason why presentation ready is so important for me. And the display, of course, the type of plants that I've used. I chose Echinodorus instead of other stem plants because they grow very fast. So Echinodorus generally do not grow that fast. Of course they do grow, however they do not grow into a huge gigantic plant. And one of the reasons is because, of course, stream tanks, we do not inject CO2. However, we do give sufficient light, and the plants actually do well. It's just that it doesn't reach its full potential. However, the long and short of it is that the focus is on the streams and not on the plants, and that's the reason why the plants kind of take a backseat. However, it complements the entire ecosystem. It complements the entire presentation ready concept, where you have the plants there, the mosses, and then you have all this ecosystem done up the way it should be. And this is why presentation ready to me is so important. I do not want to have green wall as much as I can. However, if let's say there's no snails in the tank, where the streams literally consume all the snails. Am I feeding too little? Actually no, I do feed them daily. I even have biofilm bags like the calyx ball in the tank. However, the streams, when you have a lot of streams, they are really hungry, and sometimes you have to actually feed them twice a day if possible. Like for example, this this tank bag over here, you can actually see that it has a little bit of a green wall, and that's the reason why it doesn't have snails in there. The snails that I've put in, 15 pieces of them, all been wiped out by the snails over the course of 2 weeks. I have taken videos of them consuming the snails, and all that's left is actually the snail shells. So is this presentation ready? Actually, they are kind of like 70-80%. However, the last 20% is actually the most important one. That's one of the reasons is because we want to have that front tank glass clean for people to view the streams, for people to actually enjoy the streams, for you yourself to actually enjoy the streams as well. So having the front tank glass clean, I think that's very critical. And the easier way to do it, without having to meddle too much scraping or doing anything. Of course, I have magnet glass cleaners as well. Those are actually supplementary. I think what we want here is that I want to actually have to tackle the root cause of it. What is the real root cause that can actually help to remove all the green algae, and that's ram's horn snail. It's a very simple process. It is a very simple thing that you can actually add. It's optional, of course, definitely, but it helps, in terms of this entire process for myself. I think it helps a lot, and that's the reason why, presentation ready with ram's horn snails, even with autosprinklers for some of the tanks. Of course, the autosprinklers are not for the shrimp tanks. I've seen people put autosprinklers as well. However, I have not tried that before. The autosprinklers are for the plants. I actually have a quarantine area for the plants where I actually want to actually start to put in autosprinklers as well, because they help to clean the green wall. So I think that's all for today's episode on presentation ready. I hope this video has given you some insights, and remember that instead of having to learn this information and all the beliefs, we do not want people to actually affirm their beliefs. What we actually encourage is that we take this information and evolve it to make it even better and share it back with the community. Having high grade streams, having nice, very nice tanks as well. So I think that's the entire purpose of this video. I hope you like it, and for those who enjoy this video, please remember to give a thumbs up. And if you want to have any comments, any video content that you actually want, please remember to put in the content description below, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, peace out.